Welcome, Ayubowan. 16th speaking lesson for the intermediate level. Reading. Reading ගැන තමයි මේ lesson එක focus කරන්න යන්නේ. A reader like me. Okay? Do you like reading? Why not? I love reading, right? Because it helps me to concentrate on one thing, and I like that as a hobby because it helps me develop vocabulary and it helps me learn about different topics. Do you read electronic books? Why not? I sometimes do read electronic books, but to be very honest, I love hard books. So even recently, I got down some books from one of my friends, and she was laughing. She's like, "Son, why do you want the hard copy when you have the soft copy, right?" But aramata uganana kota, I really want the hard copy. So I really love hard copies, but I definitely read electronic books as well. What kind of books do you like to read? Do you read professional books? I actually mostly read books now about teaching, so teaching methodology, engaging students with class activities, and how I can make lessons interesting. Because for me, we teach English in a more student-centered manner, so I need to make sure I'm updated with a lot of activities and I can get them engaged. So I read a lot of professional books, but apart from that, I also like to read fiction, non-fiction books. What was your favorite book as a child? I would say it was more of an author. I loved Enid Blyton's books and, Mr. Medal, those kind of books. I really used to like it. Have you lent books to others or to other? I would say, have you lent books to others? Okay. Have you borrowed books from others? Why or why not? Yes, I've lent books and borrowed books from my friends because when we were studying, we used to share books. So definitely we've lent and borrowed, including myself. Now, do you like to read at home or in other places? I love to read at home, but honestly now I don't get a chance to read because it's really noisy at home. In what places do you think it's difficult to read? So I find it really difficult to read in loud places, right? I prefer to read in a quiet and comfortable place. Do you like to read by yourself or with other people? I definitely like to read on my own. මං කියවන නම් කැමති හරියම තනියම මං අනිත් අයත් එක්ක වැඩි කියවන්න කැමති නෑ. මම කැමති ආයෙත් ගිහලා පොතක් හොඳට කියවන්න, especially on a bean bag. Should reading be compulsory at school? I feel if reading is compulsory, kids would engage more in reading. And I think most schools have a reader. So they've made reading compulsory. Most schools in Sri Lanka has a reader. Do you usually read for leisure or for work purposes? Before, I used to read for leisure, but now I mostly read for work purposes. Do you think it's essential that children read regularly? I think so. So if you train kids to read, they will read, and when they read, they can understand, and when they can understand, they can converse, that means talk and write well. එහින්ද කියවීම හරිම වැදගත්. කියවන එකයි අහන එකයි කනෙන් අහලා හැම බලලා කියවුවාම තමයි knowledge එන්නේ. ඒව තමයි ඕගොල්ලෝ කතා කරන්න සහ ලියන්න පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. So reading is compulsory for everyone. I think it should be made compulsory for everyone. And I think children should read a lot. Because if they read regularly, they'll develop that as a habit and they'll enjoy the skill and they'll be able to understand the language. Do you generally prefer reading books or watching TV? Why? I actually prefer reading books because I don't like watching the television too much. Because I feel like now we don't have good TV programs, so I really don't want to watch TV too much. What kinds of books are considered good reads in your opinion? I mean, books for me in general is good, right? So for me, any topic, any book, I would say it's good. Do you think that people read as much nowadays as they did in the past? I would say the trend has reduced because now there's a lot of YouTube and online stuff to watch. So I feel that it has reduced. I don't really know statistically if that's the case. But when I look around, like because I teach undergrads and I teach young learners, I see that there is a less tendency for them to read. And they're like, oh, miss, we could just watch this on a video or we could just watch the movie. So I feel there is a less tendency for them to read nowadays. If a movie is based on a book, would you prefer to read the book or watch the film? I actually prefer to read the book first and then maybe watch it later. But really, I would want to read the book first because I love reading than actually watching something. How does our reading habit change as we grow? Why does it happen? So I think our reading habit changes, but it might not be for everyone, okay? I think it changes because we have more work and we're involved in more household chores and, we work, we come home, we have to do a lot at home. So our reading habits kind of tend to drop. Because when you're young, you rather don't do much. So you can come and read and, enjoy yourself. But as you grow older, I think responsibilities increase and the time that you have to spend on reading would reduce. So that's what I feel, okay? Practice question 2. මේක හරිම වැදගත් එකක්. මම ගොඩක් වෙලාවට දකිනවා ළමයින්ට මේ question එක ආවම ගගා ඉන්නවා. Right? So very important, please prep yourself. දැන් මේක මම නෙවෙයි කියන්න ඕනේ. ඕගොල්ලෝ විස්තර හොයාගෙන ලියන්න ඕනේ. Right? Choose one of the topics below and discuss it. So here you have your favorite book. Here you have to describe a book that you recently read. Okay? So තමන් කියවපු පොත ගැන කියන්න. Katru Kauda, who is the author? When did you read it? Why did you read it? What was the main plot about? Why you enjoyed reading it? ඒ ටික කියන්න. Then for the next one, describe your favorite book. Say how you first heard about it, what kind of book it is, what sort of people would enjoy it, compare the characters, right? මේවට ලෑස්ති වෙන්න, because if you get it for a part 2 and you're not prepared, you'll just be like, මොකද්ද මං කියන්නේ, right? So prepare yourself well in advance, write down the points and then talk about it, right? So this is for you to do. So in speaking, I want you to do a lot of activities. So I'm putting up a lot of things that you could do now, right? Reading troubles. What advice would you give, or what would you advise? I really enjoy reading, especially short stories and novels. However, it takes a long time for me to read anything in English. There are a lot of words I don't understand, so I have to use a dictionary. How can I improve my reading speed and finish the novel before next week? So I think reading speed comes through reading a lot. So for the time, don't panic. Use a dictionary, understand the words, and read at your own pace. That's the advice that I would give. Second one, I know a lot of vocabulary and I'm a fast reader, but I still don't do very well on reading tests. I often don't understand the main idea of articles in magazines and journals. What advice can you give me that will help me understand more of what I read. So reading just and reading for a purpose is a difference. Okay. So a sub-skill of reading is trying to understand the main idea. So before you start reading articles, magazines and journals, maybe you should just take newspaper articles, right? Or your favorite book, and then try to take the main idea of those and then gradually move into more academic material, okay? And then try to underline keywords and get the main understanding of the article. I hate reading, but I'm improving my reading ability. I gannedi take. Number 3. I hate reading, but improving my reading ability is important for me because I'm a high school student now and next year I will study at university. Is there anything I can do that will make me enjoy reading more? Yes. Start with something that you really want to read. Maybe a love story, okay? Maybe a fairy tale, something that you like. Start from there, simple. Don't pick out a really big book. Pick out a simple book which is not too big and some topic that you really enjoy reading and start from there, and then gradually you'll enjoy the habit. Practice question 4, debating on reading. Discuss stating your opinion. Some people think books are losing importance as sources of information and entertainment. So what do you think? It depends, I think, right? So some people think that books are losing the importance as source of information and entertainment. Yes, because now you have more videos and online, ebooks and also short clips. So movies, so I think it's losing its entertainment purpose, but I don't think it's losing the source of information purpose. I think that is still there. Some people believe children who start reading early in life perform better later on their academic performances. It depends. Reading is not the only skill needed to perform well in your academic skills, but generally, yes, I would agree. So if you can read well, you understand and you can express well, so it helps you in your academic studies. Some people think that children who spend a lot of time reading children's books are wasting their time, which could be better spent doing other more useful activities. Well, I don't think so. Children should be reading children's books because books are graded. They use graded language for each age. So they should read books, but not only books. They should also do some physical activities, go outside, play. All of that is necessary, but reading is an important habit. Some people believe that e-books are the death of paper books. I doubt it's going to be the death because I still believe out there are some people who really want to feel the book and touch the book. So that tangible aspect is really important for some people, for book lovers. So I don't really think it will die completely, but definitely there is a drop in that reading habit using hard copies. Yes. Practice question 5, and this is for you to do for homework watching part, right? So you can read a book chapter and discuss the following questions. Now I've extracted it from this website. I've put up the link so you can actually read it, but I've also extracted it and put it up here so that we could have a look at the questions and look at the chapter. right? ඉතින් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ගෙදරදී හෙමින් සැරේ link එක click කරන්න පුළුවන් වීඩියෝ එකේ යට තියෙනවා. නැත්නම් මම දාලා තියෙනවා මෙතන paragraph එක. අපි බලමු chapter එක. Mildred was very superstitious. She believed that black cats and walking under ladders were unlucky. Her friends and family would make fun of her for being so superstitious. Her brother tried to explain to her that superstitions are not real. She never believed him though. There have even been times when she went out of her way because of superstitions. Right? Now this is only a story, right? So don't take me wrong. I think Mildred harima superstitious. මේක කරන්න එපා, right? කළු පූසු අසුබයි, ඊට පස්සේ මේ ඉනි මගක් යටින් යන එක හරිම අසුබයි, අරක කරන එක හොඳ නෑ, මේක කරන එක හොඳ නෑ. අපේ ඉන්නවා ගොඩක් අය විශ්වාස කරන. එළියට යන්න එපා ඒ වෙලාවට, හුණ චුක් චුක් ගෑවොත් එළියට බහින්න එපා. I think ඒ වගේ මිත්‍යා විශ්වාස කරන අය ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා. Now I don't know if they're true or not, right? I'm only talking to you in terms of the chapter, okay? So එයාගේ යාළුවෝ සහ ෆැමිලි කෑයට hina වුණා. අයියෝ විශ්වාස කරන්න එපා. ඒ වුණාට එයා කවදාක්වත් එහෙම කරන්නේ. අයියත් එයාගේ බ්‍රදර් සහෝදරයා කිව්වා අයියෝ ඔය බොරු වැඩානේ ඔය විශ්වාස කරන්න එපා. හැබැයි එයා ඒව විශ්වාස කරන එක අතෑරියේ නැහැ. One time Mildred was very scared to take a math test. There is a superstition that says that carrying a rabbit foot brings good luck. Although Mildred could not get a real rabbit's foot, she brought a keychain of a rabbit foot. Another time, Mildred's friends invited her to get pizza at a new restaurant. Mildred was about to go inside the restaurant when she saw the restaurant's phone number included 666. 666 is considered to be unlucky, so she left. I think math test එකක් ගන්න කලින් මේ හයියට බය වෙලා හිටියා. ඉතින් ඒක මිනිස්සු කතා වෙනවා මේ හාවෙක්ගේ කකුලක් ගෙනිච්චොත් ඒක හරිම ලකී කියලා. ඉතින් එයා කී චේන් එකක් අරගෙන හාවෙක්ගේ කකුල තියෙන එකක් ඒක අරගෙන ටෙස්ට් එකට ගියා. ඊට පස්සේ යාළුවාගේ එයාට ඉන්වයිට් කරා පීට්සා කන්න එන්න කියලා අලුත් රෙස්ටෝරන්ට් එකකට. යන්න ඉන්නකොටම ඇතුළට යනකොටම වගේ එන්ටර් වෙන්න යනකොටම වගේ දැක්ක ෆෝන් නම්බර් එක බෝඩ් එකේ තියෙනවා 666. It is 666 කියන්නේ unlucky number එකක් කියලා එයා ගියේ නෑ ගෙදර ගියා. Right? Another time it was raining pretty hard. When Mildred went into the mall, she noticed that a woman still had her umbrella opened. An open umbrella indoors is supposed to be bad luck. ඉතින් අපිත් ඒ විශ්වාසය තියෙනවා ගෙවල් ඇතුලේ කුඩේ හෙලන්න එපා කියනවා. ඉතින් එයාත් දැක්ක මෝල් එක ඇතුලේ මේ මිනිස්සයා කුඩේ හෙලගෙන ඉන්නවා. She ran up to the woman and asked her if she could close her umbrella. The woman looked at her with a disturbed face. Don't tell me what to do, she said. The woman continued walking around the mall with her umbrella opened just to annoy Mildred, who wanted to leave the mall immediately to avoid any bad luck. Her mum convinced her to say, Mildred, nothing bad is going to happen, she said. Mildred stayed in the mall for 4 hours. Her mum was right. Nothing bad happened, right? Think Mildred මොකද කරේ දුවලා ගිහිල්ලා මනුස්සයට කිව්වා අනේ ඔයගේ කුඩේ පොඩ්ඩක් අකුල ගන්න පුළුවන්ද? මේ මනුස්සයා කිව්වා පිස්සුද මං කරන්නේ මට ඕන එක කියලා කුඩේ හෙලගෙනම මෝල් එක ඇතුලේ ඇවිද්දා. එතකොට මිල්ඩ්‍රඩ් ගෙදර යන්න ඕන වුණා. අම්මා කිව්වා නෑ නෑ මුකුත් නරක දෙයක් වෙන්නේ ඉන්න. ඉතින් මිල්ඩ්‍රඩ් පැය 4ක් මෝල් එකේ හිටියා. කිසිම අසුබ දෙයක් වුණේ නැහැ. Right? So, what is a question you have about this story that the author hasn't answered yet? What do you predict the answer will be? Let's see. You write your own answers, right? Do you think the title is a good choice for this book? Explain what different title you might choose and why. Does this book remind you of a movie? Tell us about it. If you could ask a character in this book a question, what would you ask? What would you think he or she would answer? Okay. So, I would say, did she change her beliefs about superstitions? Well, I think she did. ඒක තමයි මට අහන්න පුළුවන් question එක. මං හිතනවා එයා වෙනස් කරා කියලා. Yes, I think you could say superstitious girl, superstitious Mildred කියලා නම් අපිට topic එක දාන්න පුළුවන්. මට movie එකක් මතක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ, so I didn't really answer it. But if you remember a movie that you watched, then please share it with me, right? So we could ask, why did you start being superstitious, right? Was it like a series of bad experiences that you had? So I would like to ask Mildred that question. Okay, so I think we've done a lot of speaking. I'm also feeling very tired speaking, right? So we've done a lot of things. I really want you to prepare yourself, right? To talk about your favorite book or a book that you recently read, book, magazine, newspaper, onekak, right? A recent TV program you watched, ඒකත් දාන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඒක reading වලට අදාළ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. But topic variations ගත්තොත් you could try that as well. Okay? So with that, we come to the end of this lesson, reading.